Naomi Prue here, BTC 29 with Clay Pie. Congratulations. You build on to your unbeaten streak, 5-0 now. How are you feeling?
Over the moon, yeah. Like 3 straight finishes. Wish I could have made it the first round, but you know, I had to give the fans what they came for. I couldn't finish them off that suplex right away, so I did it with a strong right hand at the end there, at the second round.
And you're starting off your pro career unbeaten. Why do you feel like you're finding this success early on?
I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. The wrestling background is a huge threat. My last 2 fights I didn't even wrestle, but the threat was there. And because that threat was there, people drop their hands, you hit the strikes, and then they go down. This guy wasn't falling for that right away, which is why I got my wrestling off, which is why I actually wrestled him, put him down for most of the round. The refs called it up. He was really strong on the bottom. I was trying to go for a key lock with my legs, and he, like, to his credit, really strong. So, pardon my French. I try to, whenever I do these interviews, I try to like show them to my family, and then I'm like, oh, I cussed in that one.
It's okay.
So maybe
for social media, it's better unfiltered.
Yeah, maybe when you can do a version of it like bleeped out. But as I was saying, it was like really hard to get his arm down for that key lock. So then I ended up switching off, and then he was just very tight on the bottom. I couldn't really get much on him. So they called this up, but just the fact that I was on top of him for so long, and he was forcing his arms, like using all his strength on the bottom. He didn't really have that much when we came up, and then he was kind of throwing frantically, nothing with any like real substance behind it. He did crack me once decently, but I threw right back. I tired him out, caught his leg, clipped him with the right. Bob's your uncle. This time I made sure that I kept hitting him. He went out right away and dropped, but I didn't want another situation where it was like with LJ where I knocked him out and then he was out on the ground, started to get back up, and then everybody after was like, oh, it was an early stoppage. Not this time, not letting that happen again. Sorry for all my future knockouts. You're gonna get hit on the ground now because LJ made a scene about it. So, but I'm gonna keep this formula going. I keep adding new skills. You'll have noticed I threw a lot more kicks this time, partially because my abductor tear healed, so I was able to get those kicks off. Hit him real nice on the body in the end of the first round, and you could see him limping away with that. So I think I'm a way more well-rounded fighter now that I got the legs involved. Bear's got paws, Bear's got elbows, Bear's got kicks, like Bear's got it all. So.
And speaking about that wrestling experience, this was one of your most experienced opponents on paper, an older fighter, and you said that doesn't matter to you because you have so much experience wrestling. Why do you think that's a key factor in MMA?
I mean, you can talk about experience, and like, you know, he's obviously an older opponent. He's obviously had more MMA fights, but competition is competition, and I've said this even when it comes in regards to the pizza eating competitions I've done. Like, I am very competitive. I get amped up for those. So when I've dealt with competition over and over and over and over again, wrestling match after wrestling match, like I can't even count the amount of wrestling matches I've had. And those nerves go away. I'm a lot more calm in the back than most people. I was more calm for this fight than I ever was. I felt like I was just like, just going to work. Like this was probably the best I felt in terms of my anxiety level or my excitement level. Like, I don't like the term anxiety because that implies like you're not happy about it. I have anxiety or excitement, but I'm happy about it. Like, I'm not nervous. Like there's different types of nerves, you know. I'm excited. So, yeah.
And speaking about that and getting prepared for this fight, you did recently train at Killcliff with Henry Hooft at Robbie Lawler. Yeah. What did you learn from them and bring into this fight?
So there's one thing I took away from Robbie Lawler, and he just said it in passing too. It wasn't like he spent a lot of time on it in practice, but he talked about staying close after your exchanges. A lot of striking coaches talk about in and out, in and out, in and out, but nobody talks about in more angle, strike again. Like, I don't know that I used it that much during this fight, but maybe I didn't use it very well. That's probably why I got clipped. But I really liked that philosophy, especially as a wrestler, where you want to be close, and you can't let me get close.
You're also training out of Niagara Top Team. So many teammates on this card with you. What does that mean, and does that just energize you even more?
Yeah, definitely. Like before, I didn't think that was a factor. Like before, I was like, doesn't matter. It can be me alone. There could be none of my fans there. This fight, I really did feel like the energy from my fans and my friends and my family, that actually really did bring me up a level. Because like I said, I'm almost too calm. So when my family's here, my friends are here, my fans are here, that brings me up. Like it makes me a little bit more like pumped to get in there and scrap. So yeah.
And you mentioned your opponent's strength. Did anything else surprise you about him tonight?
He was a lot less forward pressure than I thought. The only reason I got to feel his strength was because I forced him into wrestling scenarios, and I think he would have done a lot more well if he had showed that strength right off the bat. If he was more forward pressure like I am, I think that would have helped him a lot. That being said, I don't think he has the leg strength for it. Like look at these things. Like I can, and they're quick, and they're quick. Look at those calves. You see these? Look. Like the thing is, I'm strong with my legs and I'm bouncy. So I don't know, maybe for some fighters that don't have big legs, they're good, they're whippy with their kicks, but they're not like explosive like I am. So that might have been the key factor in there why I was winning in the wrestling. Also, like I said, I think he maybe skips leg day. Like his arms were so strong. I was trying to push it down with my leg, and so like. Again, shout out to you, Greg Sizemore. Thank you for coming out to fight. And maybe don't do so much biceps, bro. Let me key lock you next time. I don't know.
And now we have to talk about going forward because you are Canada's hottest prospects, one of them. And does that add any extra pressure, especially after this fight? You have young boys coming up to you asking for photos.
Yeah.
Like, what is that like, and how do you move on going forward without letting that pressure get to you?
You just keep going forward. I mean, I am not, taking any of this lightly. I'm going into every fight with the idea in my mind that this is the championship of the world, right? Like I need to get ready like that every time. And every single fight I'm like, did I do enough of this? Did I do enough of that? Just keeping that mentality and setting short-term goals. I obviously want to be a stud. I want to be, champ of the world or whatever you want to do when you're doing this. But, first thing is first, and that's, a BTC belt, right? So
are you saying that you'd like to go for the BTC belt? Is that something that you'd like to do sometime this year?
If it's available this year, 100% I will. 100%. That's up to BTC, though.
And lastly, is there anybody that you want to thank? Any sponsors, your coaches,
Yes.
team?
Yes. Biggest thank you to Primos Diaz. They sponsored my camp out in Kilcliff. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to do this, so thank you so much. Thank you, Kilcliff, for that week that I was there. I know it's not much, but I'll definitely be coming out again. Thank you to my coaches, my teammates. Thank you, Aaron Jeffrey. That's my brother. He's he brought me down to Kilcliff. He's giving me my hardest sparring sessions every time. He's not holding back on kicking my ass. So he makes me better every day. That's pretty much covers all my bases. I think if I forgot anybody, JC Patissier, you're the king. Next Niagara Health. I haven't been to see you guys in a while. Everybody on my shorts. These are actually shorts from the LJ fight, but everybody on here, Niagara Student Living, the D. DeVitas family, thank you guys so much for supporting me. That's pretty much it.
And for the fans, I have to ask, pizza pie, what flavor pizza? What type of pizza are you getting after this?
I kind of got some heartburn right now, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Pizza King's got a little bellyache, so I don't know if I can do the tomato sauce tonight. I might have to go with like a creamy pasta or something.
Oh,
I don't know, or
okay.
maybe like an Alfredo sauce on a pizza, like an Alfredo chicken pizza. Yeah, no, that might be the call today.
You like to stay with the Italian foods. All right. Thank you so much and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.